Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. The Los Angeles Dodgers are reportedly facing one of the most tumultuous crises in recent baseball history, with tensions in the locker room reaching unprecedented levels. Sources close to the team suggest that Will Smith, the Dodgers' star catcher, has expressed outright refusal to play alongside Shohei OHTANI, the Japanese sensation who has taken Major League Baseball by storm. While the official statements from the Dodgers front office have been carefully measured, insiders indicate that the underlying friction has been simmering for weeks, with small disagreements over training routines, batting order preferences, and in-game strategies escalating into what some are calling a locker room revolt. Teammates are said to be taking sides, with whispers of late-night arguments, passive-aggressive comments in the clubhouse, and subtle attempts to undermine one another during practice sessions. The rumor mill has grown so intense that even rival teams are reportedly keeping tabs, sensing an opportunity to capitalize on internal dysfunction if it continues into the postseason. Social media has erupted with speculation, and fans are split, with some defending Smith's stance as a matter of team chemistry, while others see it as an unnecessary personal conflict overshadowing the sport. Analysts are pointing out that such clashes, if real, could affect performance on the field in ways that statistics cannot predict, influencing not only morale but also the Dodgers' chances of advancing in the playoffs this season. The situation, as it's being described behind closed doors, paint a picture of a clubhouse in chaos, where lines have been drawn and loyalties tested. Multiple sources suggest that Will Smith's reported unwillingness to share the field with OHTANI has sent shockwaves through the team hierarchy, forcing management into crisis mode. Internal meetings have allegedly become tense, with coaches trying to mediate but often being caught in the crossfire of egos and differing philosophies on leadership. Veteran players are reportedly struggling to maintain unity, balancing respect for Smith's accomplishments with excitement for OHTANI's revolutionary talent. The media frenzy has intensified the situation, as every appearance, warm-up, or social interaction is scrutinized for hidden meanings or confirmation of the rumored feud. Even casual observers have begun drawing conclusions based on subtle gestures, from handshake avoidance to seating arrangements during pre-game routines. In addition to the locker room dynamics, sources indicate that the Dodgers' performance in recent games has mirrored this internal turmoil, with uncharacteristic errors and inconsistent plays that analysts now attribute to a fractured team mentality. Fans, once hopeful for a seamless blend of American and Japanese superstar talent, are now bracing for the possibility that personal conflicts may overshadow the Dodgers' championship aspirations, with social media forums filled with speculation, memes, and heated debates about loyalty, teamwork, and professional conduct. There is even talk that the tension has reached a point where trade discussions might be accelerated, as management weighs the cost of potential disruption against the long-term benefits of retaining top talent on both sides. The rumors surrounding Will Smith and Shohei OHTANI have created a wildfire of discussion that has consumed sports media outlets, podcasts, and online fan communities alike, each trying to decode the subtle signs and unspoken messages emanating from the Dodgers clubhouse. Some insiders claim that Smith's grievances are less about personal animosity and more about perceived disparities in recognition, playing time, and public attention, which have allegedly left him feeling marginalized despite his status as a team leader. Meanwhile, OHTANI's superstar aura, international acclaim, and extraordinary two-way performance in hitting and pitching appear to be both a blessing and a source of tension, as teammates struggle to reconcile admiration with competitive insecurities. Analysts are warning that even if the conflict remains behind closed doors, the psychological impact on performance could be profound, particularly during high-stakes games where split-second coordination and trust between battery partners are crucial. Reports suggest that Smith and OHTANI have had multiple private conversations that ended in unresolved tension, leaving coaching staff in a difficult position as they attempt to preserve harmony without appearing biased toward either player. Social media reactions have fueled the rumor, with fans dissecting interviews, locker room photos, and minor interactions for any hint of confirmation. The narrative is being described as a classic power struggle amplified by superstar egos, cultural differences, and the high-pressure environment of championship contention, creating a situation that has observers wondering whether the Dodgers can truly function as a cohesive unit with two prominent figures reportedly at odds. Sources indicate that the ripple effects of this locker room drama have extended beyond the players themselves, impacting coaching staff, management decisions, and even the atmosphere in Dodger Stadium during games. Players who were previously seen as neutral are reportedly being subtly pressured to align with either Smith or OHTANI, creating factions that further complicate communication and strategy implementation. Insider accounts describe practices becoming more charged, with moments of tension disrupting focus and leading to visible frustration on the field. Analysts and commentators are drawing parallels to historical instances of superstar clashes, noting that while such conflicts are not uncommon in professional sports, the combination of personalities and stakes in this case has created a uniquely volatile scenario. Fans attending games have noticed a shift in the vibe, reporting that interactions between Smith and OHTANI appear strained. From brief glances avoided to tense in-game exchanges that feel out of sync with the usual rhythm of elite competition. Some speculate that public relations efforts are attempting to downplay the friction, but insiders warn that the situation is becoming increasingly difficult to manage as whispers from within the organization leak to the media. The sense of drama has even affected commentary teams, with broadcasters walking a fine line between reporting rumors and respecting official narratives. The intrigue surrounding the Dodgers' internal struggle has effectively turned every game into a story not just about wins and losses, but about power dynamics, personal pride, and the psychological intricacies of managing two of baseball's biggest stars in the same locker room environment. Analysts have begun dissecting the specific dynamics between Smith and OHTANI, exploring how differences in personality, communication style, and career trajectory could be fueling the rumored conflict. Sources describe Smith as someone intensely focused on team structure, leadership hierarchy, and the subtleties of in-game strategy, while OHTANI's approach is characterized by creativity, international flair, and a dual-role capability that disrupts conventional expectations. The tension is said to emerge not only from direct interaction, but also from peripheral effects, such as media coverage, fan attention, and recognition that seemingly favors one star over the other. Coaches and teammates reportedly find themselves mediating between these contrasting styles, attempting to foster collaboration while avoiding escalation. Reports indicate that practice sessions have been particularly sensitive, with scenarios involving signaling, pitch calling, or batting order decisions occasionally resulting in visible frustration and whispered disagreements. Sources suggest that while the feud has not yet escalated into overt confrontation during games, the psychological strain is palpable, with players and staff alike navigating a delicate balance between performance and personal relationships. Social media speculation has only amplified the issue as fans scrutinize every interaction for signs of alignment, opposition, or reconciliation, turning the rumored tension into a full-blown public spectacle. The combination of superstar talent, high expectations, and locker room politics creates a volatile mix that insiders warn could affect the Dodgers' trajectory in ways beyond measurable statistics, highlighting the human element at the heart of professional sports. Rumors surrounding the Dodgers' locker room conflict have created a high-stakes drama that seems to capture the imagination of fans, journalists, and analysts alike, transforming what might have been routine season dynamics into a full-blown narrative of intrigue, power struggles, and superstar tension. Sources claim that late-night locker room discussions, private strategy meetings, and subtle gestures on the field are being scrutinized as potential signs of alignment or division. Analysts note that this scenario is emblematic of the challenges inherent in managing elite athletes with distinct personalities, ambitions, and international reputations. The reported unwillingness of Will Smith to play alongside Shohei OHTANI has been framed as a symbolic conflict between traditional leadership roles and the disruptive potential of extraordinary talent, highlighting questions about hierarchy, recognition, and team cohesion. Observers suggest that the psychological dimension is as critical as the technical aspect of baseball, with trust, communication, and shared purpose being essential to performance. Even the smallest interactions are magnified under this lens, with teammates, coaches, and management working to mitigate tension while maintaining focus on winning games. Social media engagement has amplified the story, turning speculation into a viral conversation that extends far beyond the stadium, as fans debate loyalty, professionalism, and the potential consequences of unresolved conflict. The Dodgers saga, as it unfolds, has become a lens through which the broader dynamics of modern sports culture, individual stardom, and team chemistry are being examined, making every rumor, gesture, and public statement a potential plot point in an ongoing, high-profile narrative. Industry sources suggest that the Smith-OHTANI saga may have deeper implications than anyone initially realized, with potential effects extending into contract negotiations, trade considerations, and even the broader perception of the Dodgers' leadership capabilities. Reports indicate that rival teams are closely monitoring the situation, aware that internal strife among two of the league's most high-profile players could create opportunities to capitalize on distraction or instability. Some analysts have compared the scenario to historical superstar conflicts, noting that while clashes are common in professional sports, the unique combination of personal pride, international fame, and dual-role versatility that Ohtani brings intensifies the stakes. Observers describe the locker room environment as a delicate ecosystem, where minor disruptions in communication, trust, or coordination could lead to cascading consequences on the field. Sources claim that management is implementing multiple contingency plans, from private mediations to potential lineup adjustments, in an attempt to mitigate risks while preserving the competitive advantage of keeping both players. Meanwhile, social media speculation continues to fuel the drama, with fan theories, insider leaks, and viral commentary creating a feedback loop that increases pressure on everyone involved. Analysts caution that, unless handled with care, the ongoing tension could impact team cohesion, public perception, and the Dodgers' ability to perform consistently under the spotlight of a highly scrutinized season. The narrative has thus transformed from rumor to a multifaceted story that intersects personal dynamics, professional stakes, and the broader culture of baseball in unpredictable ways. Sources close to the Dodgers suggest that behind-the-scenes tensions have created factions within the team, with some players reportedly aligning with Smith while others gravitate toward Ohtani, creating a complex web of alliances and subtle rivalries. Reports indicate that coaching staff are navigating a minefield, attempting to maintain unity without appearing biased, while simultaneously ensuring that strategic decisions on the field are executed without interference from personal conflicts. Analysts describe the situation as a psychological puzzle, where trust, timing, and communication are just as important as physical skill, and any misstep could trigger visible consequences during games. Fans, captivated by the drama, have dissected interviews, warm-ups, and even social media posts for clues, often interpreting minor gestures or expressions as evidence of alignment or confrontation. Sources claim that Smith and Ohtani have engaged in multiple private discussions that have failed to resolve the tension, leaving coaches and managers to mediate without clear solutions. Reports suggest that the internal friction may already be affecting performance metrics, with uncharacteristic errors, inconsistent plays, and subtle lapses in coordination raising concerns among analysts. Social media amplification has made the story larger than the team itself, creating external pressure that magnifies every perceived slight or disagreement. Observers note that the situation exemplifies the challenges of managing superstar talent in high-pressure environments, where personal dynamics and professional expectations collide, generating a narrative that extends far beyond typical team management concerns and into the realm of public spectacle. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Rumors indicate that the Dodgers management is actively exploring multiple strategies to defuse the tension between Smith and Ohtani, ranging from psychological counseling and team-building exercises to potential positional adjustments that could reduce friction. Sources suggest that private mediations have been intense, with front office executives attempting to balance the interests of two of baseball's most valuable players while preserving the integrity of the team's competitive strategy. Analysts point out that the complexity of managing this conflict is heightened by external factors, including media coverage, fan engagement, and social media scrutiny, all of which create pressure that can intensify personal disputes. Reports describe the locker room as a delicate ecosystem, where alliances, gestures, and subtle communication patterns carry significant weight, and even minor misunderstandings could escalate tensions further. Observers note that the combination of high-profile talent, public attention, and cultural differences adds layers of complexity to resolving the situation, requiring careful negotiation and empathy. Social media communities have been dissecting interactions, tweets, and photos for hints of escalation or reconciliation, creating a feedback loop that amplifies perception of conflict regardless of actual events. The narrative surrounding the Dodgers has transformed from speculation into a story that impacts decisions, strategy, and morale, raising questions about leadership, team cohesion, and the management of superstar personalities in high-pressure competitive environments. In essence, insiders describe a scenario in which the interplay of talent, ego, and expectation threatens to redefine the season narrative, making every decision a potential pivot point in the ongoing saga. Multiple insiders suggest that the tension between Smith and OHTANI has created a ripple effect that extends far beyond the immediate locker room, influencing the broader culture of the Dodgers organization and potentially affecting player recruitment, media relations, and fan perception. Reports indicate that veteran players are walking a tightrope, attempting to maintain neutrality while also addressing concerns about team cohesion and on-field performance. Analysts highlight that superstar conflicts, while common in professional sports, rarely reach the level of intensity suggested by insiders, where public scrutiny, cultural dynamics, and high-stakes competition converge. Sources claim that even small interactions, such as communication during batting practice or signaling during games, are being carefully monitored for signs of alignment or discord, creating a pervasive sense of tension. Observers note that management is implementing contingency plans to address both potential performance issues and public perception concerns, including strategic communication, targeted interventions, and private mediation sessions. Social media speculation continues to magnify the narrative, transforming minor incidents into major talking points and shaping fan interpretation. Analysts warn that if unresolved, the conflict could have cascading effects, influencing not only immediate game outcomes but also long-term organizational stability. Ultimately, insiders describe a complex web of personal, professional, and cultural factors that make the Dodgers' internal dynamics a story as compelling off the field as it is on it, with tension, rumor, and intrigue dominating headlines and fan conversations alike. Sources close to the team suggest that the rumored conflict has even impacted the mental preparation and focus of other players, who reportedly find themselves navigating the delicate social dynamics created by the Smith-OHTANI tension. Reports indicate that team meetings, pre-game warm-ups, and practice sessions are now punctuated by subtle cues and nonverbal communication, with players constantly gauging interactions to avoid inadvertent escalation. Rumors continue to circulate regarding the Dodgers' strategy to navigate the evolving conflict, with multiple sources suggesting that contingency plans could include tactical lineup changes, revised training routines, and even private conflict resolution sessions involving psychologists or veteran mentors. Reports indicate that management is attempting to maintain a balance between respecting the personalities of Smith and OHTANI while preserving team cohesion and on-field performance. Analysts emphasize that the stakes are high, as any misstep could exacerbate the tension, impact game outcomes, and influence public perception, which in turn affects fan engagement and organizational reputation. Social media commentary has magnified every minor incident, creating a feedback loop that places additional pressure on players and staff. Observers describe the locker room as a complex ecosystem, where subtle interactions, perceived loyalties, and body language carry disproportionate weight, in shaping team dynamics. Sources suggest that even off-field interactions, such as travel arrangements or media appearances, are now scrutinized for signs of alignment or tension. The ongoing saga has effectively transformed routine season activities into a narrative-driven spectacle, highlighting the human element of sports and the challenges of managing elite talent under intense scrutiny. In this environment, every decision, gesture, and statement is imbued with significance, creating a story that extends far beyond the diamond into broader conversations about leadership, teamwork, and the psychological intricacies of high-performance sport. Industry insiders warn that the Dodgers' internal situation, if left unresolved, could have ramifications beyond the immediate season, influencing team culture, player morale, and organizational reputation for years to come. Sources indicate that management is acutely aware of the need to address the conflict carefully, balancing interventions with the autonomy and status of Smith and OHTANI. Analysts highlight that superstar dynamics, especially when fueled by media amplification and public scrutiny, require nuanced handling, as visible tension can erode trust, reduce collaboration, and impact performance in subtle but meaningful ways. Reports suggest that contingency plans may involve structured mediation, mental skills coaching, and strategic rotation of roles to minimize friction while preserving competitive advantage. Observers note that the public narrative has taken on a life of its own, as fans, media, and rival organizations dissect every sign of alignment, discord, or resolution. The ongoing speculation has created an ecosystem in which rumor, perception, and reality intersect, producing a scenario in which decisions are informed not only by data and talent, but also by psychological dynamics, reputation management, and strategic foresight. Ultimately, insiders describe a high-stakes balancing act, where the Dodgers' ability to manage superstar personalities could define not only the outcome of the current season, but also the long-term cohesion, culture, and success of one of baseball's most storied franchises, as the saga of Smith and OHTANI continues to unfold under the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.